Thank you all for being here today. This is really a very special group of people, and I compliment all of you because rare disease advocates have been fabulous for all of us in Congress, and particularly for your support of the Rare Disease Congressional Caucus. Caucuses are important, as you can probably figure out in Congress, because you bring a like-minded group of people who share the same values and can work together and educate each other, sure, but also as a body can also educate others too, which is, Congress become very large and we have our own special activities, and sometimes you really need to have another body of people say, wait a minute, listen to us on this. So I thank you very much for advocating on behalf of your families, your friends, and everyone in this country who can really absolutely be helped by what you do. Your collective interest in advocacy has been absolutely instrumental on where we are today. And let me just say this. Many of us are here today because we share a common bond, whether as patients, family members, caregivers, or friends. And our lives have been forever changed by a rare disease diagnosis. Now, personally, my life has been profoundly impacted by my late husband's passing. I can't believe it now, it's 18 years ago. 18 years ago, it's unbelievable. By MDS, which is myelodysplastic syndromes. And it's a bone marrow disorder that can result in not having enough healthy blood cells. And so it's going to lead to cancer or whatever, you can be impacted in many different ways. So I deeply understand the unique needs for this community and the challenges we all face in accessing crucial care. This isn't an easy thing at all. When you're reading up and, trying to figure out what is going on. And I know I would have appreciated your support and at that point in time. Now, families like mine depend on each other, and particularly now your efforts to ensure that patients have a voice on Capitol Hill. So for the millions of Americans with rare diseases, we can and must do better. That's why I'm proud to be asked to co-chair the Rare Disease Congressional Caucus. Thank you very much for your faith in me. I really believe that in my experience, when you start working with people who've been profoundly affected, there is that sense of mission there that cannot be found anywhere else. And in fact, what this has done for me is to make sure that you can start looking in the hearts of others who have had challenges. Even if not rare diseases, everybody has a challenge, and you can understand what we must do in order to help each other. Now, I know with you, I'm ready to get to work on all the issues that will certainly challenge us. You mentioned the Orphan Drug Act. 40 years, right? This act has encouraged pharmaceutical companies to develop drugs for diseases that have relatively small populations. But as you know, despite the success of this legislation, there have been fewer than 700 FDA-approved treatments for roughly 550 diseases in the last 30 years. Now, that's why as we look ahead, I want to talk to you about what we're going to be doing tomorrow, the next day, looking forward to the next 30 years, because we want to close this innovation gap. We're in a time of innovation. I also set a subcommittee, and technology underpins many of the sectors of the country. And in essence, is that technology can really help also when we look at diseases. But we need to close this innovation gap for 95% of rare diseases that have no FDA-approved treatment. Now, we know that access to the best medical care is crucial for patients living with rare and ultra-rare diseases. And that's why I've long made a priority to work on policies that will advance the science of rare disease therapies and expand access and care. And many times also, as we're dealing with rare diseases, we find that there are impacts across the board in other diseases too. So this is helpful not only for our particular diseases, but for others too as we do our research. As mentioned, this Congress, I introduced the Benefit Act legislation that advances patients' engagement in the drug development process. I'm also proud to lead the Access to Rare Indications Act, which is support patients with rare and ultra-rare diseases in getting evidence-based, medically necessary care covered by their health insurance. And in 2023, I look forward to working together with my caucus colleagues and all of you to focus on how we can strengthen and protect the Orphan Drug Act's incentives and make important progress toward our collective goal to improve the lives of patients and their families. So, as I said before, today is about the actions we'll take for tomorrow and the day after. And to advance in these years, to really advance innovative therapies and eventually cures that have forever changed so many lives. We are at this moment now when science is expanding in so many different ways. We have the opportunities now. We have the people who now focus on all these aspects of health. We are focusing on pieces of this in which there are small populations. And many times I know people can ignore small populations, but we can't. Because that small population could be part of our families, our friends, our neighbors, and expand that out. So I say thank you very much. So it's with this knowledge, I believe, and I sense that we all understand that it would take all of us in order to make progress. I stand ready to partner with you as we move forward. I know that you worked before with G.K. Butterfield, who is an amazing colleague of mine. We sat next to each other on the Imaging Commerce Committee. And I hope that we can work together as you did with he did. And I know also in the Senate too. We have wonderful people in there too. So thank you so much for allowing me to just say a few words and to say how delighted I am to be working with you as a co-chair. Thank you so much.